G'day, welcome to another Fix It Friday with Sam Martin from Refuse Revival. I just want to be very clear that this tank was bought around about 10 years ago from a clearing sale, and for about 5 years it stored vegetable oil when I was running my old truck on a veggie oil setup, and then it's been full of water and it's been used as a firefighting tank. And now it's got leaks, so it's kind of useless as a tank, and it's time to convert it into something else. Cool, hope you enjoy the video. So I have the baffle plates out. I've got to say that was a really hard job to do, but there, like all this stuff, you think this is going to end up in the scrap metal pile. That's actually where it came from. You can see here that I have successfully managed to line where the waterbed for my garden's going to be. So I'm going to now just cut up some black plastic, line the inside of this, then I'll fill that waterbed with rocks, throw a bit of something over the top of that, and we'll have a garden bed in no time. It's pretty exciting. You'll see that I have successfully managed to seal this by putting some tape and been really careful with my plastic liner at that outlet point. Got a new inlet going in, and I found this in the scrap metal pile, so we'll put that in there, which will hold the hose, and I'll also have a lid that I can put on this, which will mean that it'll keep any mozzies or anything like that out. I've got a piece of poly pipe that was dug up by the dozer the other day, so I'm going to throw that in here, and it'll all fall down into this old piece of plumbing from a laundry sink, and that'll send all the water down to the bottom directly through the bed. So I'm just layering in some of the slightly bigger rocks down here at the bottom where the outlet is of the inlet, basically so that it's really easy for water to flow and fill the bed quickly. I've got the aggregate sitting in there. Just heading down to get the hessian and found this on the way. I think this is going to work even better, so I'm going to throw it in now. So this is all gone really well. I've got a piece of shea cloth sitting in there, which is going to be my fabric layer between the rocks, and it's going to hold the compost up, and I'm going to fill the bed up now. I just thought I'd check the depth, and look at that, 300. Which is exactly what we want. 300 ml of topsoil and compost, and then there's about 200 ml of water and rocks. Time to fill it up. Won't even have to put my shoes on to come and pick the herbs. How good's that? Thanks very much for tuning in to another episode of Refuse Revival. Here we've built a fuel tank feeder. A couple of points to note. One is that if you're building something like this, a garden bed is a very heavy thing, so make sure you've got a solid foundation, which I do. And also, if you're using fuel tanks, be really careful and do your research and homework around how to cut them up. It's not for me to tell you. This is just general in nature. This is an old tank that had been rusted out and sitting for a long time. It's full. I'll be planting it out in the next week or so. Just let the ground settle a bit before we get into planting, and I look forward to sharing it with you later on. See you next time.